Alright, here is a tight little piece of soldering. You'll note that this is a continuous strand that just keeps going here. The idea is, once I know the position of the next place to go, come in here with the wire cutters, or strippers in this case, and if I'm very lucky, it will strip a section of wire, and if I'm not lucky, then I still got to do it myself the old-fashioned way without putting any pressure on this original one, or at least as little pressure as possible. Thus exposed, I can go to the next lead it needs to be at and wrap around that. And the wire runs around here nice and invisible. I ain't saying I'm neat, that's for sure. Whew, I couldn't have cut that better, any tighter. There's the danger. Sometimes the trick works and sometimes it doesn't. Alright, so the negative line is complete. Just these two remaining resistors. And that's it, we are wired. I don't dare wire this into the main power until I've positioned all the resistors into exactly where they need to go to get them as far away from the fiber optics as possible. Yeah, not too bad. Nice and daisy chained. The main power over here, as I had suspected it might be. And ready for positioning and putting the soffit into place almost. Ha. Let's power this down and clean it up. So after going back and forth about gluing these freezer tubes down or not, I eventually realized that I could probably just not glue them ever and have the soffit hold them in place. Well, turns out if I'm going to keep flipping this over to check the wiring and where things are going and so forth. These are going to be constantly falling out of place, so in fact they do need to be glued down to the floor at the very least, and then I'll glue the caps onto them as well. I spent a few minutes tucking the resistors and bending them and trying to get them into a position that I like, that seems safe for the fiber optics. Could the connecting wires be hot enough to melt fiber? Yeah, they could. Will they? Probably not. However, direct contact with the resistors themselves would absolutely melt the fiber optics. So that is a very big concern I got going on. So with that, I think I'm just about ready to glue the tubes down. So obviously one thing I hadn't considered was how I was going to get glue under here and still maintain the wiring that's going on. Let's try this, 2 at a time. The soffit itself is not ready to go into permanent position simply because I have another wall to add. I've got the elevator to put in. You know, I might just do that now. That's a very unobtrusive area that's just getting dirty, being all exposed, and there's fiber optics to run back there as well. So however, the Jacob's ladders are next. So that's going to involve slicing off this nub and then drilling into it and getting the proper diameter for the fiber optics or an LED to fit into.